So I received the game, and funny thing stood out to me at first is that, hey, this game that you've received on the store page, what's that little tick right there? One of your friends wants this game? That's odd. Like, they wouldn't do that with the intent of, using a shared account to also access the game, would they? Did they buy this game just so they could play it? But no.
There's a form of multimedia entertainment beyond that which is good. These games are as vast in number as they are terrible. They dwell in the dark recesses of history, unearthed from the pits of the bargain bin. These are the games of horror. This is Garbage Game Night.
Welcome to Garbage Game Night, the podcast that is all about giving when it comes down to it. Giving trash, mostly. Tonight, it's a smorgasbord of trash. It's our second annual. It's a tradition is what it is. Garbage Gift Night, where we have put a group of people, lucky people who get to be on the podcast, their names into a hat, shuffled them around. It's an Excel spreadsheet. And
you do it in the nerdiest way possible.
It is the most legitimate way possible to make sure that there are no funny business going on, that someone doesn't get the most generous person giving gifts. I know we all wanted Frank to give us a gift, but...
No.
Yeah, so playing it pretty loose tonight, but we'll hit the normal things first. Let's see the folks we have joining us this evening. First of all, with me in the studio, in the GGN studio, is Victor. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very, very happy to be here. Very happy to be this close to you. We are sharing a mic. And it's amazing we're practically, this is not the term I wanted to use, but like kissing distance, I would say, right?
Yeah, it's striking distance for sure.
Yeah.
Prove it. You're on camera. Prove it.
Next, we've got Tom. Tom, how you doing?
Well, now I'm all hot and bothered. I don't know. Really,
I don't want to be this close to you.
We're just out of kissing range.
We are, yeah.
Speaking of which, Grace, how you doing?
Token woman is doing great.
We appreciate you.
Gotta check those boxes.
Yes.
Just give some womanly opinions and we'll be fine.
Gotta keep us in check. And Frank, the opposite of that. How are you?
I'm good. Yep.
Good. Let's talk about the previous game we played real briefly. I think we hinted at it maybe before we started recording that Frank's voice is surprisingly not hoarse, and Victor...
I'm exhausted
from dancing around in front of a green screen. So, last game we played, obviously, was Jingle All the Way, the card game. That again was another loose episode. I appreciate you, Frank, for putting the episode together. And like I've told him in person, he recorded a closed captioning for like the visually impaired for the entire movie, and then I told him to scrap it and had him yell narrate the whole movie instead. Anyway, I thought it came out really nice.
So much better.
Yeah, the video episode of it will come out very shortly. I have that almost done. So far, there's just an audio version. Who's going to do anything with that? I don't know. It's out there, though. It's a podcast. So anyway, yeah, I've got Jingle All the Way up on my shelf, and my daughters have asked me, Dad, what is the Jingle All the Way? And it's streaming on Disney Plus, apparently. So...
Well,
maybe.
The second one is. The
second one is, but it also says you can watch Jingle All the Way, the first one, on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
Yeah, but... I think it may be under the content restriction thing, so I have to log in. And I've got some login issues. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna see.
Right, let me see if I can do it for my phone.
Because of all the crimes.
You could show them the doll, though.
Probably because of all the crimes. Yeah. But boy, if only I could show them the doll. How much they would enjoy that, Victor?
They probably would enjoy it a lot because they're little children, and it's like an action figure.
Are you going after Frank on this, or are you pointing out that I lost the prize?
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
To be honest,
all right,
I do like a shotgun.
Play both
spread.
sides.
Yeah, with jokes. I like to hit as many targets as possible. So
okay, yeah.
Just a bird shot of wherever.
Yeah, I got you. That's nice.
No, it's not on Disney Plus.
It's not on Disney Plus. I'm sorry. You can
Only
watch
number 2
Jingle
with
All
Larry
the
the Cable
2.
Guy is, which you can still watch that.
You could.
All right. Yeah, so that's Jingle All the Way, and check that out.
All the way, not halfway.
No. So most people would go halfway, but Arnold took it all the way. All right. I did want to bring up, I guess, as far as like whenever we bring up gaming news, like it's a big week, I guess, for gaming news, I guess.
In the garbage game?
No. Well, maybe 2B, but it was the Game Awards. I don't know. There's a lot of Game Awards. They haven't really coalesced around one, but this one that...
was fantastic.
Well, they did a lot of premieres around it. So Tom was very excited. They did a surprise announcement of Hades 2, a top 10 game in our book. Didn't know that came out of nowhere.
Top 5, baby. Top 5.
If I'm being honest, it kind of looks like just like a reskinned Hades, and I'm completely fine with that. It looks good. I'm gonna play the hell out of it. It's Hades, but
is this the Hades?
Well, they said it's all new. They said it's all new. Like the style is the same, but it's like all new like moves and like all new powers and stuff and enemies and.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a completely new Hades, but I'm just saying that it doesn't look like they rewrote the book on the gameplay, which is fine. Again,
I'm going to rewrite your book.
Okay.
Did they recast James Woods, or they got him to do the voice?
Yeah, no, they got James Woods to come back for Hades.
Cool. That's really cool.
Was there anything else from that? I think Elden Ring won, right? In Hercules, Disney's Hercules.
No. at the game awards.
Oh yeah,
Al Pacino
there was a kid. What?
Al Pacino was at the Game Awards, and then there was like a trumpet guy or a flute guy that like everyone liked everything about the Game Awards.
I did see that clip. Yeah, and there was the kid who like walked up with the entourage when they were saving the award for Elden Ring, which is very confusing.
He'd like to thank his Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he seemed like he was just trolling and didn't have it wasn't putting a message out there, just being a troll, which is appropriate, I think, for the gaming awards.
But he got arrested.
Yeah, he did get arrested, and they did an interview with what's his name? Extremely prominent game journalist. So I think he got his minute in the sun. I'm sure he'll cash in on it.
Till they lock him away.
Till they lock that son of a bitch away. How dare they sully Elden Ring's reception of Game of the Year.
I like the darkness of like a minute in the sun. Normally it's like your 15 minutes of fame, but you've taken it to a minute in the sun.
It was less
like
than that. He was up there for 30 seconds.
Yeah, everyone's in the
Welcome
dark.
to the American Prison Industrial Complex.
Right. Here is your 1 minute in the sun.
So yeah, they announced Death Stranding 2, which everyone seemed really surprised by. I know Hunter's played Death Stranding and talks a lot about it.
Yeah, I remember he loved it. I was surprised. It seems like a one-shot deal to me. I was surprised.
And like from what I've heard, everyone was very happy with like how it wrapped up. So most people were surprised there was a sequel, but also like I had heard like a year ago that Norman Reedus accidentally leaked that he was already recording voice lines and stuff for it. So I didn't think it was a surprise, but everyone seemed shocked by it. Yeah, and Elden Ring creator From Software, there it is. It was just too obvious. From Software, they announced their next game is Armored Core, which was you forget that they own that franchise, popular mech assault kind of style game. But that's their next big game they're working on, so that should be cool. That's about it. Yeah, that's all the news that's fit to print in GGN. So let's move into it. Let's talk some garbage games. We exchanged some games. Does anyone feeling eager to go first? Talk about the game that they received.
Tom.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Don't act embarrassed.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Grace and I can just go back to back if that works.
Yeah, sure.
I was gifted from a wonderful friend, Victor, who recently portrayed a film debut that we witnessed for Jingle All the Way.
You're right. Yeah.
Some would say it's his best work.
It was
not me. Some.
It certainly challenged us. I think like intellectually, we had to really like look deep inside ourselves after watching Victor just work his way into that child's suit, and
it was a young Chinese man's suit, I believe.
Yeah. So
Chinese small.
Yeah.
So Victor Frank, through I think led by sexual perversion, chose for Victor to wear a very small, skin tight Jingle All the Way costume,
Turbo Man. Yeah.
And really was just. It was like leering at him the entire time. It was very kind of I would say notes. Who's the big guy? That guy that they busted.
Weinstein.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
But the only difference being Victor was just all too eager.
Wait, okay. I'm not.
Victor, he was saying no, but he really quickly got into that thing, you know?
Wait, who am I in this scenario?
You're Turbo Man.
I'm just, I'm not like Weinstein. You mentioned a lot of names
no,
in there.
No, that's all Frank.
Okay,
that's Frank's
okay,
role.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Chris and I, we were just innocent bystanders. We were just, just kind of, we didn't see it coming.
Who didn't step in either?
You didn't
I
step in.
still don't know what
I
happened.
think technically you'd be an accessory, Tom.
Yeah.
Maybe, since we
Takes
didn't
away.
stop it.
You
So
didn't.
basically, Frank set up like an excuse, you know, for this, and put up a green screen and showed the entire film, Jingle All the Way. Did it in double speed, but there you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Some of my best work. I think,
some would say.
in recent memory. Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about your game. Somehow we got back on the last episode.
Yep.
Tom,
My bad. Tangents.
if only there was a scoreboard I can control and give you negative points. Anyway, what were you saying, Tom?
Wait, did I get them? The negatives?
No. It
Okay.
depends on how you reel it in.
Okay, so do I want to reel it in? Okay, yeah. So Victor got me a game called Egg K47.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes, I did.
Okay, let me
And-
share that.
I hope it was fun.
It was fun. So I don't know where to begin. It was actually brutally difficult.
No. It's a chicken right there.
Sure enough, that looks like a chicken with a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Run around. The controls feel pretty standard for a shooter. The
looks
only thing
nice,
is,
yeah.
while these farmers are like, they seem to be, you know, like just podunk town farmers that wouldn't be too handy with a gun. They're fucking sharpshooters, man. And their shotguns, like, I mean, yeah, you're a chicken, so I don't think you have a lot of fortitude, you know.
Sure.
But man,
you go down quick, huh?
You go down quick. You're taking damage left and right. And what Grace and I, you can see a little in that video. What Grace and I were quickly disturbed by was the physics when you kill, people go wobbling all over the place. But for some reason, when you die, it's particularly disturbing.
Okay.
The chicken just kind of flops all over the place, and it just feels wrong. But
Ragdolls on a chicken, no good. Okay.
there's also a flight mechanic, but the best way to describe that would be you kind of trigger an explosion behind you, and
rocket jump.
You just keep on you just keep on doing it. So like you kind of there it is. So you kind of ride those explosions in the preferred direction. But it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I tried a lot, and
I see there's like a Halloween update. It seems like.
Yeah, maybe for people good enough to get past the first level.
Okay.
I just got my beak kicked in here, and
but you only got your beak wet by doing the first level.
That's true. And while I'm sure it would be excellent for other people, I don't know. Yeah, I just couldn't get out of my shell. You know.
You were too chicken.
Yeah. I might have been.
I think the game really would have opened up, but by only playing the first level, it really put your eggs in one basket there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it'd be interesting if there was a multiplayer. You know, birds of a feather, they flock together.
Sure.
But there was not. But on that note, it was kind of interesting. Egg K47 was done by a one-man studio.
No.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
A game like this? No. That's impressive.
Hard to believe.
Interesting.
Hard to believe, but
It's American ingenuity right there.
In
It's
fact,
amazing.
I did some hard digging, and that's the only thing I could find about this game.
Okay.
But as far as like the background of it, but it was fun, and sometimes we have like a one of our friends has like a teenager that comes over, and I struggle to find.
That didn't sound.
Yeah.
Does that sound bad?
Rephrase.
Different.
All right,
rephrase
let's
that.
rewind that. One of my friends is a father, and
There you go.
when he comes over,
He has his.
He has
son.
a teenage
Thank
son.
you.
There we
don't
go.
have a friend
Okay.
who's a teenager.
right.
So
So Did I say we have a friend who's a teenager?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
You said sometimes we open our door and teenagers come in.
You said we have a teenager locked in our closet.
My mistake. My mistake.
Weird way to put that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we struggle to find things. I think to just kind of like, here, play this, and you know what, Egg K47.
That's an obvious choice.
Yeah.
It's an obvious choice. It might fit that bill. Just keep them entertained for a little while. But it was good. It was fun. And yeah, I would love to give it. I do feel a little bad that I wasn't able to get past the first level. I feel like,
well, you should.
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah. I need to work at it. I need to work at it harder. And
I do want to give props here, and I had no say in the giving or receiving of this game. And yet I can see on the store page that our kind of guidance is like, try and spend less than $5. Yep. Well, Victor, he went above and beyond for this one. 72% on discount, with coming in at a
whopping
28 cents. Man, that's a deal right there. 28 cents for a whole game.
Yeah.
I mean, we all can pick it up for that price.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say, Frank?
But we could.
Yeah, we could all play together.
We could change this Mr. Lorag Games his life by selling 4 copies of this game.
It's hard to believe this came out 6 years ago too. Don't you think, Tom?
That is hard to believe.
By just everything, I assumed that it was a brand new release. I thought you just scooped it out, maybe even directly from the maker. You know,
cock of the walk, baby.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just scrolling through the store page. I see someone from Epic Games said, haha, looks hilarious. Apparently they didn't even play the game.
Yeah.
And another person from Epic Games says, congrats, I threw an upvote on Greenlight, which was, again, they didn't play the game, but back when Steam had a system in which you had to vote for a game to be on Steam, they voted for it. So
there's an about. Did you read the about this game? Did you get a little bit of the lore, or did you not even dive that?
No, I did. I did. Oh, okay. I did read the lore as extensive as that paragraph is. But yeah, if you want, I could read it for people.
If there's any highlights.
I'm looking through Twitch, so if you can scroll back up for me.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you want to read it through Twitch. Okay.
That's interesting.
Oh, would you? I mean, I guess I could just pull it up on another.
Do you have a computer on your end, Tom? Or?
Are you at the
library?
So here's the thing. You're prepared to have your mind blown. Remember that Luigi board that Frank gave me as a gift? We are actually
with Luigi.
We're purely using that.
Wow, it's like crystal clear. No background noise.
We are.
Horrifying.
Well, it's the resonance of the wood. That's the secret.
We're just sitting in the office and our hands are just flying across that Ouija board.
They say science is incredible. I say seance is incredible.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Now. Whoa.
Zing.
So in other words, I don't have the fucking Twitch page.
Well, you have the Twitch page up. You don't have the Steam page up.
I don't have anything up. I just have the Luigi board in front of me.
Sounds like a personal problem.
We're killing it right now.
Yeah, you are. You're killing it.
So you want us to read it?
No, I'll read it. I see it now.
Sure.
I see it. I just have to really concentrate. Egg K47 trademarked. Is a retro-styled, addictive, and fast-paced single-player PC shoot 'em up featuring a hero chicken and its gun, and it shoots eggs. And I did wonder about the ethics of that. Like,
sure,
it's you're young, you know.
Well, it could be unfertilized eggs, Tom.
It's true.
I guess it could specifically be the ones that are unfertilized.
Did you see one rooster in the game?
No, only
there
one.
You go. Mm-hmm. So they're unfertilized.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Life finds a way.
Tom.
I mean, what about like pre-game? There, you know.
No.
Because the idea, if you're about to hear, there's something going on at Terror Taste Farms. The mean old greedy farmers. Yeah, the mean old greedy farmers have killed all the chickens, Frank. That would mean the roosters too.
True.
Except one, and now it's armed with its Egg K47 trademarked.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you fucking try to name a gun that.
And
fight off the farmers, zombies, and collect all the golden eggs to continue this epic journey.
I don't want to just like jump onto the farmer's side, but if there's zombies on the farm, there's something going on, you know? And
but why is it the chicken's fault?
Who am I to judge?
And why is it called Terror Taste Farms? It seems like you knew ahead of time to name your farm that. Yeah, you know? Thank you, Tom.
I see. You're also welcome. The developer does have several other options. They have a game called Zombie Soldier. Their logo is a turkey.
The prequel.
In Midnight Land. These were released both 2 years after AK-47.
So he came into his own, maybe, or maybe the one thing he was like, you know what, the chicken wasn't working, but the zombies,
right? That
was bringing people.
Well, the reviewers seem to take a different look at it, though. While AK-47 has a very positive with 125 reviews, these other two have a total of 23 reviews, some mixed. So, he's been riding his laurels for a while there.
Good 6 years.
Yeah. Well,
that's AK-47. You got anything else for us, Tom?
If you want, we could just move right into Grace's.
Yeah, absolutely.
With this, the gameplay can be done in a quick enough way where I think it would actually be really fun to show Grace and I like doing it real quick.
Sure. What's the?
Did that also sound bad?
What it is.
What you're
phrasing.
That also was bad phrasing. Well, Grace, you.
Well, so the best. First of all, I would like to thank you for having me on.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
And the
she's hunting for points.
Is not a dating simulator. That was nice of you. That
was it was Frank who gave you the game, right?
No. Well, I think it was Tom.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So what's interesting though is I didn't know I was supposed to have any of that prepared. So I actually don't know the name of this game.
Oh.
What is it called?
Rounds.
You
played it for like 7 hours.
I loved it. I just don't know what it's called. Rounds. This is the game. And I have no information on it.
That's fine.
Except for the fact that it is so much fun and you get to make little emoji guys at first.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like this rounds made by Landfall developer. You can wave your noodle arms around to assert dominance, and they've got 65 unique power-ups.
I've been doing that for years.
We saw it last week.
Too soon.
Wow, there's 11.2 million different power-up combinations. I suppose there would be when you have, 65 unique power-ups.
I don't agree with that, but I guess I'm not the one doing
about the game, Grace.
If you think about each card. No.
Disagree.
This is what arguments are like at my house.
Nope.
Nope.
There's a bunch of different maps. There's a AAA face customizer, they say. And
real quick.
Online multiplayer, local multiplayer, Twitch-based matchmaking, which is interesting. I don't know how that mechanic would work. Maybe you can match and play with people viewing you on Twitch. That's cool.
And what's the last one, though, Chris?
100% organic noodle arms.
Yep.
Sure enough. So, yeah, we'll watch you guys play for just a little bit here. So it looks like a 2D flat game in which you bounce around and are shooting different guns at each other while you navigate the arena. What's another game this is compared to?
It's very fun to play.
Oh, I got it.
And so, yeah, I should say, since we saw Tom's game of AK-47, which by no means is bad, I wouldn't put myself on the line and call a game garbage. In this game, which is rated overwhelmingly positive, that's fine. We're just trying out some cheap, entertaining games. So
should I do
How much
no
was
hard
this
premise?
Game?
It was like $5.
Oh.
$3 right now.
No, $3. Yeah, sorry.
While we're in this brief interlude, is there a point to be had for the least amount spent on the game?
I think that's,
that'd be
most value.
Also, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Great. I'm doing well. How's the family?
Yeah, they're all right.
Good. Things are good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, good job, man.
I just figured someone should ask.
Yeah, no, I always, appreciate someone asking me how I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's good.
You got to clear the garbage out on the inside or it's going to fester in there.
For sure. You got to take the garbage out every once in a while.
Yeah.
Normally we use 2 remote controllers, but I ran into a technical issue, so I'm going to use my the computer.
Remote controllers. Yeah, I think he's using TVs and TV remotes to play the game. I think is what it's saying.
Is that not what they're called? What are they called? Game controllers?
Yeah, sure. Well, game pads or game controllers, but remote controllers. That's.
Jeez, am I dating myself?
You are.
So
we're young here at GGN.
You have your VHS.
We don't age. Oh, you made each one individually. They're beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm. My favorite's the pirate.
Okay, that's the far left, the one that you've got selected. Okay. Is he crying?
No, that's our emo.
Oh, I see.
Emo.
He's got the skull and bones, obviously.
Why don't you do a quick walkthrough?
Let's meet these characters.
Yeah, let's meet them.
Who are these?
What are their names?
They're all Tom.
All of them Tom.
They're all my personalities?
No,
they're not.
They're just all Tom.
Okay.
So it's Tom v. Tom in this world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom the cat, Tom the druggie, Tom the
Tomcat.
Where's the druggie? Which one's the druggie?
The one with the flower and the hard eyes.
Oh, okay. Druggie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just hippies and druggies.
He's messed up. Tom the pirate, Tom the alien, Tom the emo, Tom the
Oh, it's hair. I thought the emo hair was a pirate hat stacked. I get it. It's emo hair.
Makes sense.
Emo hair. Okay, all of these are cards that you can pick, and you basically just want to pick the one that's going to kill the other guy the fastest. And
well, sure.
I think that it's the deal damage. And
basically, pick a poison
apparently
card. Okay.
There's like a million different, what was it called?
11.2.
11.2 million is what the developer...
Permutations.
Yeah, and I don't believe that, but that
it's
is...
math.
Yeah, I don't know if the math is right on that. But basically, you can create power-ups. You're just going to build on the cards, and then you're going to destroy the other person.
Gotcha.
And it's fantastic.
So I'm going to pick Dazzle. So when I shoot her, she'll get
the old razzle dazzle.
Okay, stuns the opponent. All right, let's see it. All right, big flat kind of.
Wait, what about?
I thought it was blue.
It's like Grace threw herself off the edge. All right, now they got a fight going on. All right.
Okay.
Now we're fighting.
I like the environments that they. Looks like. Oh yeah, they're all movable. Okay. Oh, interesting. And how many players is rounds? Do you know?
Only 2. Only
2.
Yeah.
Got a Smash Brothers thing going or something.
It's a really nice looking game. I like the style of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very fun game.
And it goes quick enough a full round that I thought we could show it, and it would really show off the game.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, this is tricky.
Ow!
You got razzle dazzle, baby.
I dazzled her.
Oh, she fell off. Dazzled and fell.
So when you lose...
So now, because I lost, because I'm worse than him, now I get to pick a new card. And it's going to be the big bullet one. Well, is it? No. It's going to be bombs away, because I will murder him with my bombs. If I could just remember that I was orange.
So...
Because...
oh my goodness, they're fighting over this series of chains.
Oh.
There's a lot of like bouncing off walls.
Anyway, so this is the game, and it's great, and I have no idea who made it or.
Well, let me tell you, the developer Landfall. I thought this game looked familiar, and it's exactly the game I was trying to think of. They started off by making a game called Square Brawl, which I think I've played that before. It's a party game where a bunch of squares jump around, and you try and survive the longest.
Wait, squares as in not cool people?
No, surprisingly, as the geometric shape. Yeah, and then they have another game called Air Brawl, which is like a dogfighting game. They have a game called Cluster Truck, which is a chaotic physics-based truck former. You have to jump your way through insane levels, floors, lava, and blah, blah. Anyway, the game that you might have seen them for before is Stick Fight the Game, which is a very popular, that one is 4-player. And a lot like this, actually. You can grab a bunch of different weapons, bounce off the walls like this, similar style. Then went on to make Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, which is the... it's a very goofy battle like PUBG, but just with stupid, very dumb, low-level graphics, and everything's kind of goofy in it. And then from there, they went on to make Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, which you've probably seen videos of before, which is where you can have that was a woolly mammoth fighting what would it look like if a woolly mammoth fought Spartans, for example.
Oh, that thing.
As a woolly mammoth with balloons attached to him, ninjas, like 80 guys with muskets. Oh my god, they have like a Cthulhu guy.
This is crazy.
Yeah, totally accurate. Battlegrounds, battle simulator. It's the woolly mammoth being carried off by balloons.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's a game right there. I've got that one. Have not played it yet.
Grace
it's just not enough hours in the day.
Grace and I both have what I would argue is like one of the better upgrades in the game. And it's this a thing called Sneaky, where the bullets they avoid the ground.
Oh,
so
that's fun. How many cards can you have, Max? Like,
oh yeah, this will be good.
I think it's.
I think
6.
It's you each start with 1, and then it would be like 2, 3, 4, oh maybe 5, because on the 6th one you would win. This is going to be chaotic now, so I can shoot. See how they don't want to hit the ground?
Yeah, they're just skipping along it. Yeah. Oh, and she's dropping like cluster mines.
Yeah,
the bombs away.
That's cool.
It's a very fun game. It
seems like a good way to end disputes.
Yeah,
to settle disputes.
Yeah, that's how all of our marital disputes go.
You've poisoned him. Good. That's really working out for Grace. Grace. Until she slipped.
Now Grace is screwed. This is I'm actually excited to be able to show this. This is the best combination of the game is Sneaky and homing. So
okay.
Watch.
Oh God, you have.
It's like homing.
So they'll avoid the ground, but then they'll chase her.
Oh no.
Just a couple more rounds left, so we'll watch the rest of this.
Yeah.
It's cool that the environments like can be destroyed in the way that they are. There's like ropes holding platforms, and you can break the supports for them, and the map's like falling away.
Ow.
Not only yourself, but your opponent is like get like much. It creates much different 101s each time. You know.
Sure.
So it feels kind of like a completely different, like fight each time, which is fun.
Kill him!
Carpet bomb.
Oh my gosh. Grace has that sleeper build.
I'm telling you, it's all care, and that's what's irritating.
Oh, you're saying he's not putting...
She got it.
He didn't put maximum effort.
Hey.
Well, congratulations, Grace.
Thank you. I think I was given to me, but...
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't
a point for Grace.
you.
Anyway, buy rounds. It's $3, and you're going to probably waste your whole life playing it. So,
all right. Fun. Great 2-player PvP game. Cool. Let's see. Who gave a game? Tom gave a game to Grace. Who did Tom give a game to? Hey, that's me.
Come on, Chris.
No, it was the opposite. I gave a game to Grace. Grace gave a game to
Grace gave a game to me.
I don't even know what it was.
Oh yeah, Tom doesn't even. He has no idea what it was.
It's continuing. I also don't know what this one is. This is Tom. I'm not prepared for this.
Why?
That's fine. I can talk about the game. It's funny when I received this game it came from Tom's account at least. So I received the game, and funny thing stood out to me at first is that hey, this game that you've received on the store page. What's that little tick right there? One of your friends wants this game? That's odd. that Grace would buy me the game. The game would come from their account, and they also want the game. Like, they wouldn't do that with the intent of using a shared account to also access the game, would they? Did they buy this game just so they could play it? But no, I am sure that they got me this game because they were very thoughtful and they thought that I would enjoy this kind of game. I can very quickly show you what this game is like. While I appreciate the game and I have spent far too much time playing it recently because it is exactly the kind of game that I enjoy. I appreciate that. And yet it is one of the most difficult kinds of games to explain, especially on audio medium. This is called Banners of Ruin. So it is a roguelike game, card game, played over... It is like one campaign round that kind of has the same structure whenever you restart it, that there are so many levels that you try and get through. The style of it's kind of in a Redwall kind of anthropomorphized animal animals, which the proportions I was thinking about earlier. It's like, that's cool that you got a mouse, he's in his leather armor and he's fighting alongside a bear. But when you think about it, you're like, man, that is a small bear or a giant mouse. And that's horrifying.
Yeah. For those of you who can't see, the mouse is almost
it's 3/4. Yeah, bear's only 25% larger. So you start off with the bear and the mouse, and we'll just go ahead and begin the campaign. And the story, the lore of it, there's not as much of it as I would hope for. That's really not the focus. But you progress through the game by every time you are in a tunnel, or I forget what they call it, in the city. It's essentially, it feels like a game that they designed to be played in person. Like you would draw 3 random cards out and you choose one of these 3 doors to progress through. So I can pick a card for Helping Hand, which gives me some provisions. I can gain Doggedness, which will give me more armor on next turn, or I can inspect weapons, which will let me check out some new weapons to use. I'll just go ahead and grab the extra armor for now so we can see what the combat looks like. And the first combat always starts off with the same way. You emerge and you fight these same 2 characters every time. So it's showing now what the main gameplay of this is. So it's played, it's a system of very complex battle played with cards from one side versus another side. And it's like, the gameplay reminds me of an absolute ton like Hearthstone, Blizzard's game, but also kind of D&D mechanics of guard levels, poison, charge, all this stuff that's like Gloomhaven or kind of D&D rules. So just for an example of what one round is, like right now my bear has 3 stamina, my mouse has 2 stamina, and they each have 1 will each. The will is used to use their special powers. So have like the mouse has 29 hit points and 29 shield points, and the bear has 21 shield points and 24 hit points. The bear's special ability, there's a card for the bear's sword, which is a 2-handed sword, and it'll hit everything on a rank in front of him. So it'll hit the entire row at once. Also, you can look at what your opponents are going to do. They're each going to hit once on each of my people for 8 damage. And this takes a long time to get used to and learn as well. But like I might look at this and I know that I'm not going to take any health damage from this. So I'm really in no danger right now. So maybe I'll just use the damage to hit both sides of so I hit 2 of them on their front rank for 8 damage, and their shields are gone now. So now their vitality is exposed, so I can hit them with a strike is fine. My mouse may want to use his power, which is charge. If I activate that power, he's now got a charge ability, and every time he strikes someone, for every time it hits, it's going to give him 3 charge, which the charge is, it's an additional damage for damage he does in the next strike. So I'm just going to go ahead and burn the rest of my cards using armor. So I was just applying those cards. Like I said, this is a very complex system that's difficult to explain via audio. But so now, for example, since
Grace
I know my mouse,
just knew you'd really be into it, man.
It's incredible. So, for example, let's get into the minutia.
Get in.
The mouse, they're good at rapid attacks. Even better if they're dual wielding. Right now, he's got a shield and an axe. He's got that 3 charge already. I've got a card here called Momentum. Costs 0 to play. It means I discard a card and gain 3 more charge. So let's go ahead and discard this card. Now he's got 6 charge. I've got a card that uses 1 of my stamina called Rush, and it deals 1 damage 3 times. But since I've got 6 charge, it's going to deal 7 damage 3 times. That's the way the rules work in this. So I'm just going to obliterate this poor spearman. I did like 21 damage to him, and he's gone, sleeping with the fishes. So we end the fight. And here's the thing I didn't realize. I was losing so much to begin with. You can't just click move on after you win. You got to loot the stuff. Otherwise, you're not taking any money or new cards. So it's deck building as well, because as you progress along the fights, you're going to be picking out some cards. These cards are actually terrible, and I'm going to skip picking those cards.
And you said it is kind of roguelite. Like, do you retain some of these cards? Or?
It is. So at the end of every run, you can level up the overall ability of each character. You can unlock new characters. At the beginning, you just have the mouse and the bear. Then you will unlock the otter so that he's recruitable. And then if you level him up more, you can start with him. And then there's a wolf, and there's like 4 more other creatures, and there's some DLC as well, which adds a bunch more cards into the game as well. And each character has like they have unique cards set to them. So playing with them is very different experiences. Yeah, so there's definitely mechanics that change as you go along. The game that I'm playing right now is a lot different than the game that I would play on my first run through. So yeah, man, it's an extremely in-depth. It's got the vibe of just one more round, you know, because like, oh well, I just finished this battle. Now I get to, usually you get a little break between battles to like talk to like different vendors and stuff. Maybe you can recruit more people. You can have up to like 6 different of these characters in your ranks, and you organize them about who's in the front, who's in the back, what positions they have. You can get into the gear they have. There's a bunch of different items that each one of them can use. And God, it's so in depth. It's really good, to be honest. It's a very good game. So yeah, thanks for that very thoughtful gift, Grace.
You're super welcome. I love this game so much. The Banners of
Ruin. Yeah, Banners of Ruin. Did I say the name of it? This is called Banners of Ruin.
The Banners of Ruin with the bears.
And the mice and the weasels and the wolf and the hare and the
I think it's a small bear.
It must be a tiny bear. I mean, look at the size of these other animals.
The rabbit's towering.
I'm so good. Yeah. I've unlocked the beaver. So.
Wow. And there are 2 other DLC characters, Powder Master and Moonstone.
Also unlocked Moonstone.
Wow, you're hardcore.
Super.
Looks really cool.
The animation style is really neat.
Yeah, it's got that Scythe style. I was going to say the board game Scythe. It's kind of like an Eastern European Photoshop kind of look. I don't know. That makes sense in my mind. And but also like all their characters they kind of have a puppeteer kind of animation in the way that they're animated. So they turn their heads and look around and stuff, and it's cool. And
well, I'm glad that you and Grace like it. Personally, it's not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea. You probably won't play it.
No, I don't think so. But I did know with confidence when Grace went into the detail of it that I was like, oh, Chris is gonna like this. And
I put up a video on stream of me getting to what I now believe is the last battle of the main campaign, and you can kind of see look, I'm just being honest. It's not fun to watch. You are literally doing math, looking about like you have 7 cards out and you're trying to figure out, like, Tom, we've played Legendary together. Like, you're like, okay, if I play this card first, I lose a stamina, but I get to draw 2 cards, and I'm hoping, like, in my draw deck, I know I have these 2 cards that'll come out. And it's just
nerd.
Yeah, honestly. And but I love it.
We're just getting crushed with commercials on
Twitch.
Yeah, we really.
Maybe if you subscribe to GGNcast, you'd be able to watch your favorite streamer uninterrupted.
That was me doing a little plug for you right there, man. It's so hard. What could I do to fix that?
What could he do?
I got you. Subscribe to GGNcast on twitch.tv.
One of my favorite games of all time was the original Baldur's Gate, and it had a mechanism where it was real time, but like with a giant asterisk, because you would press pause and you would issue all of the commands. So like the way you would play realistically in combat is you'd be like, pause, unpause, pause, unpause, pause, unpause, pause. Because things are changing and you're giving new commands. And to watch that game was, I imagine, absolutely agonizingly painful if you were not the one. Yeah. And so I imagine it'd be the same.
I got with this, for sure.
But like, when you're the person,
I'm like, no one's gonna watch it.
But
when you're playing it, like you're into the math. I broke out the calendar the calculator multiple times.
Did the calendar help? Yeah.
Calendar did not help, surprisingly. I saw days go by on the calendar, but no, I had to break out the calculator to like, okay, I know this character will kill me if I don't take him out, so I've got to apply this. If I swap him with this character, he has cripple, which means every time I move him, he takes so-and-so damage. I don't know, these battles, they can take like 20, 30 minutes just because like you're agonizing over every single play of a card, and it's possible you lose too. It's not like there's an answer in there. Sorry, what?
Is it multiplayer?
It is not multiplayer. This is a single player experience. Yeah, and other games like Hearthstone, like they have I think Hearthstone is the most similar thing I can compare it to, because there's a ton of different play styles you could do with that depending on your deck. And same thing, if you build your decks differently, I had to build one time where it was all based around me getting the charge and being able to do one hit that could do like 100, 200 damage. The other one was like putting crippling all over everyone, so that every time I would forcibly move them around the deck, they were taking damage from because they were crippled. And there's other builds you could do that are bleed based, or ones that are like one character taking all your damage and converting like the bleeds that are applied. I'm really getting into the details. It's boring.
I'm sorry. These sentences taken out of context are just fascinating.
Yeah.
Crippling.
FBI, this man right here.
Yeah. Bleed them out.
Well, I was interested too that I was thinking it was just going to be like one animal per kind of like character, but you have 2 bears and 2 mice there.
Yeah, and they play into that as well. Like there's a card called something like Racial Dispute or something you can play on the enemies, and if they have more than one race and a rank, they take more. God, what is that? That's the Scar thing where they take 25% more damage. So yeah, there's like 12 different status modifiers in this game to keep track of, and sometimes you'll go again. Like in this last fight, there was an effect they had I didn't even know was a thing. Like they were all getting a bonus from some character that had a status effect that wasn't used anywhere else in the game. So it's, man, you really got to get into the minutia. And if that's your thing, you're going to love this. Yeah, I did see the developer for this is Monty Barrow. They do not have any other games. And from their website, they seem to be mostly just 2 people who developed this game. I don't know. There's some complex rules going on behind the scenes, and it seems pretty... It's pretty seamless. I appreciate a super complex set of rules that is working well. There was never anything that seemed to like break the game, so I thought that was good on them. Yeah, so that's my extremely intense card game that I've tried my best to give praise to for on Garbage Gift Night. Banners of Ruin, yeah, check it out. Ruin, by the way, is a mechanic in the game that you don't even have to use, but it's really powerful and super complicated, so I won't get into it.
You mentioned otters before. Mm-hmm. That might be a character, and this is more for Frank. I know he'll appreciate this, but I pulled up some facts on otters. Okay. Specifically giant otters. They're the 2nd largest and most capable predator in the Amazon.
Wow. That's fun.
Yeah, they will attack humans and go for the throat. They lay eggs. They can lay up to 12 eggs at a time. Or a baker's dozen, an otter's dozen, if they call it. That's one extra in there. And sometimes there's like 2 yolk, if you will, and that's a 2-headed otter.
Okay,
that's
otters
terrifying.
Don't lay eggs.
And Frank, I'm sorry, I'm reading right from the.
He's Frank, looking at the. Please. He's looking at the store page right now.
Yeah, I otters am. Thank you very much. Eggs. They lay up to a dozen eggs. Sometimes an otter's dozen.
Don't believe Frank. He also has no idea how scorpions work. And
yes. Yeah,
it's true.
Reptiles, I'll give it to Frank, Sure. But we're talking about...
this is a mammal.
Well, maybe a marsupial.
It could be, yeah.
Mammals actually,
don't lay both, maybe.
It's both a marsupial and a slight reptile.
Only
that's otters for you.
Yep.
I think platypus.
No, Frank, I'm sorry. That platypus does lay eggs. That's true, but they're not the only ones. Scientists once thought that they were, but there's been new discoveries in the Amazon. There's a pouch that the otters have.
In the Amazon.
Yeah, in the Amazon, it's giant otters, and they can hold the eggs for a while. It's like an incubation state, so they can be on the move and be playful as ever.
Right.
But have the eggs secure in the pouch.
That sounds right to me, Frank. He's saying it with such confidence that...
Yeah.
Playful, but they got that killer instinct, it sounds like.
Yeah, they call him the cold-blooded, warm-blooded mammal, if you will.
Well, otters are very vicious, and...
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for agreeing with all my points.
We have the North American otter here in Florida, and they will eat a snapping turtle from below.
Yeah.
So the snapping turtle can't bite it, and you can just hear the crunching of the otter chewing through the bottom of the snapping turtle.
Before?
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Frank's done experiments. It's true.
It's on YouTube. It's.
So you've seen
watching turtles die.
Yeah. So then
No, I didn't.
You saw the one where he lays the egg.
I didn't want to. I didn't search it out. YouTube's like, hey, you want to watch this turtle die? I said, what?
Yeah.
You trust the algorithm, Frank.
Well, yeah. It didn't say that exactly. It was like otter versus snapping turtle, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know,
I saw the same one. That's where he lays an egg.
Someone had to die
and
there.
Swims back up and takes a bite out of the turtle, and then he goes back down and lays another egg. And it's like
two-headed eggs. Yeah,
he repeats the process over and over, and the turtle's slowly dying while the otter is spreading his brood.
That sounds right.
I'm looking it up here, Victor, and I just to confirm everything Victor's saying is spot on.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that.
Well, let's go to something Frank does know about. Frank, you want to tell us about your game?
Yeah. My game, it's actually a really relatable story.
Sure.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
I got this from my dear friend, Chris.
Uh-huh.
And he knows me very well.
I knew what you would like.
Yeah, he knows what I like. This game has very, very positive reviews.
Oh, it does. I'm sure you left it one too.
and it's well, not yet. I was waiting till after the podcast.
Okay.
I didn't want to spoil it. I want a link to the podcast episode. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Nice.
Got to create that FOMO. So anyway, the name of the game it's called A Game That Saves the Muscles Caught in the Ceiling of the Gymnasium. Now, everyone knows that we've all had gym class, right? Everyone here has been to gym class?
Yeah.
Yep.
Grace?
No.
Yeah, I've been to the gym.
And sometimes like you're just doing gym class and then all the muscles, they get caught in the ceiling of the gymnasium and you got them how do you get them down? Well,
that's the question everyone's wondering.
You throw balls at them. All right. And then they fall down and you would think, oh no, he's falling down to his death. No. They always catch themselves like a cat, all right? And then someone yells out, "Justice!"
They yell "Justice!" Yeah, as they do.
As they do. So, Chris, if you just want to play the YouTube video, it's just a game capture that I did.
Okay.
If you want to let the first one roll for a while, I believe it's about an hour.
Why does the gymnasium look so good?
Because it's real. This is all based on a true story. This is what really happened.
Yeah, this happened to my friend Mike. Yeah.
Muscle Mike.
Yeah, and also Mike.
And also Mike.
Yeah.
Muscle Mike and also Mike.
And also Mike.
Yeah.
Awesome Mike and also Mike.
Is Mike the friend of yours that collects the otter eggs?
I think he is.
I will not carry on.
This is his segment for Tom.
Complete otter nonsense.
All right. So
anyway,
it looks like you have a timer. Okay.
The controls are very, very tight.
Yeah. Competitive.
Yeah, very competitive.
Oh man, that guy did like some gymnastics as he landed. Yeah.
Yeah, they all do great landings. Flips. And,
really having trouble with it.
Sometimes they're stuck up there.
Yeah. Some of them are really stuck. It's quite annoying. I believe what you're watching here is me doing the time trial. There's two modes. There's the normal mode, and then there's time trial. And in the time trial, you're trying to get the 10 guys down as fast as possible.
You took an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, no, because you want to get the best score, and there's missions, and to get all the achievements, you need to complete all the missions. And
they make like a yelling noise as they fall, and then justice.
Yeah, justice. You think, oh no, they're in trouble, and then you hear justice. You're like, oh, are they getting hurt? And it's like, no, they landed safely. You've saved them. Justice has been.
Sometimes they're really wedged in there.
Yeah, he's stuck.
Go for the legs, Frank.
They're really in there. And then so you have two balls. You have the normal balls, which we're throwing now, and then you have 5 explosion balls.
Oh my!
Yeah.
That really kind of propel, but sometimes they don't dislodge them. There's some discrepancy of how well they're useful, how useful they are. And as you can see, so this is the time trial mode. And so for this one, you can only get them by knocking them down, because you'll see there's like balls stuck up in the top of the gymnasium too. Those are the exploding balls. So you have to knock those down.
Oh, you got to get those down, yeah.
Yeah. And now this is when this is an earlier run of mine before I'd really gotten the system down.
Yeah, you got the flow down, sure.
Yeah, now the real technique is you want to use the regular balls to get the exploding balls down, because you're more likely to get a one-hit knockdown.
Oh my, yeah, you are.
Yeah. And you get more points if you don't pick up multiple balls. Like, because you can reload by going to the center, to the ball pit to reload your balls.
Oh, they are dancing, yeah.
Yeah, they're dancing because they're happy. Because they're
justice has been done.
Yeah, justice was served.
Yeah.
They were unjustly stuck in the rafters, and you have...
Some monster.
What's What's the story? What's the lore?
what's the lore of
lore?
It's very complex, Grace.
Muscles caught in the ceiling of a gymnasium?
So muscles get caught in the ceiling of the gymnasium, and you have to free them. All right.
Okay.
So, and now, Chris, if you just want to fast forward a little bit into it.
Sure. Yeah.
Just a little, just a hair.
This is a
I recorded this
51-minute
after
video.
I'd already played it for a little while.
Sure.
And so this was me getting there because I just played the normal.
Gosh, that was horrifying. Whatever that was.
Yep.
Well, let's see.
You just wedged him in there more.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the normal. So the top right corner there, you see how many muscles you've saved.
Oh, 158 muscles from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the second clip, you will see, how many at the end. But so as you can see, there's different colored muscles now at this, and they're randomly generated.
It was like reddish,
from what I understand. And you get different things.
Does not get
it
old.
colors the ball differently. See, it's silver now because I have just saved as silver muscles. Most recently.
Oh, there's a blue muscles up there, yeah.
There's blue muscles, yeah. And every time you save a different colored muscent the different music track plays.
Oh, wow.
So nothing happens when you get a normal muscles, but different colored muscles. And if you get the same one back to back, it just restarts the track, the audio track.
That feels like a good anime outro song. Oh, I see. Oh, that's terrifying. Outside the windows, there's a
giant Attack on Titan.
And so when you start the game, those guys aren't there. But as you get free, as you
they got eyes on you.
More muscle men, more guys come. So it starts with one, and then there's 3 on each side at the end. And then as you'll see in the final,
that man has a ball for a head.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Yeah, that's another guy. Yeah.
What's the smiley
face? And every
face?
time you unlock one of these guys, you get an achievement. And so I have every achievement in this game except for
Victor has indicated in the top right that you are now at 478 muscle men saved.
Yeah. It takes several hours to do this.
Okay.
It's really a commitment.
I thought when I gave this game to Frank, here's a funny gag.
Yeah, and it's taken over my whole day. And Chris, if you want to just go towards the end.
I think that this connects to when Frank was saying how hard it is to be a dad,
my son, he wasn't that interested in the game. He kind of looked at it, and then he walked away.
Where's my Turbo Man doll?
Dad.
Yeah.
So, boom, look at that. I got him, the golden.
Oh, I didn't see the golden
macho. All right.
Okay.
Now, they call him, I believe it's like ghostly golden macho. And he's the final colored macho I've yet to get, and I was just playing till I got him.
I don't know. There's no normal looking part of this game. Oh my.
Oh.
Oh my.
I stopped moving.
Yeah. There they go. They're showing off their golden muscle man dance routine.
All right, this one's for you, Grace.
I love it.
Yeah, I have no regrets about gifting you this game. Do you have any regrets about spending? I mean, I can clock you right at how many hours you have, Frank, if that's what you want me to do.
A couple. I'm going back though, because I need to.
Going back to it.
I need to get 95,000 points
I know I
on
can.
the time trial so I can get the last achievement. I need to have all.
Oh, there's a last achievement. Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually just looked that up because I was not sure what a PN was, but it is that emoji face.
Oh my God.
This is terrifying.
Oh God.
Oh my. It's a very cheap horror game where you run away from a yellow suit person with a PN head, which is a sad emoji face or whimpering emoji face. And wow, they got this thing dancing.
Oh.
So, they're all about dancing.
As a VR experience, this would be nightmare fuel.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not VR yet.
Oh, that is too bad. But
maybe if we write enough comments.
The 3D horror game PN and its sequel Payon.
Now, its most helpful review for this game, the horror game, is muscular yellow men are coming for you in a non-flirty way. Escape is horror filled with anime openings. So,
they do have another game there I saw called I'm Going to Die If I Don't Eat Sushi.
Oh, they do have that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's there and it goes away for me.
Oh. It probably has something to do with your filters. Yeah, it's another just experiment in game development dev tools that is, very cheaply wackily made.
I like this.
I know you do. It looks like this one's a race to continue eating sushi, otherwise you die, and you have a clock.
It's like Crank, but with sushi.
Yes, Crank with sushi.
I'm adding it to my wish list, everybody. Maybe next year.
That $4 game will go on sale. Yeah, that just a couple months old. I'm going to die if I don't eat sushi. And there's a pig.
A giant pig.
There's a pig next to him. I don't.
Is he giant or is that forced perspective?
Is he sushi? He's not sushi.
I think the pig just agrees with the sentiment.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chris.
Yeah. No,
Merry Christmas.
It's my pleasure. I'm sorry to your family. I'm dead.
I ignored them to play
this. Yeah.
Do it again.
We know you would.
So that is, that's that.
He'll have Victor dress up as one of the Macho Men next.
That is just be like, a game that saves the muscles Victor, caught in the ceiling of the gymnasium.
Funny about that?
Just get up close to the ceiling and get up as high as you can.
and throw dodgeballs at you.
I just want you to wiggle around while I throw dodgeballs at you.
Oh my!
No, not a problem.
All right, and let's see. Oh, we got one more left here, right? Just Victor.
Yeah. I just got a little notification that Frank started playing it again.
Frank, no.
I'm gonna get that achievement.
Frank, no.
So this game was given to me by Frank. It's called The Streets of Rogue. Streets of Rogue. It is it's a fight, sneak, and hack your way through randomly generated cities. It's like Nuclear Throne meets Deus Ex. Just Deus Ex.
You wrote that, yeah.
Mixed with the anarchy of GTA. It's a rogue light, like as in, light beer, meets immersive sim and goes completely insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
It does. And I can actually speak to this a little because Victor and I enjoyed some 2-player gameplay. And I got to say, this is a game that's made for more than one person.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened in our runs, Victor?
Well, they were pretty chaotic. So essentially you can, I don't know if we don't have it on the screen yet, but you pick a little dude. Not everyone's unlocked. So you have like 6 or 7 people and there's, you could be a soldier or a thief or a gangster.
Much like Banners of Ruin, honestly. 2 games, so similar.
So similar. Less cards in this one, and less pausing. It's more of just once you're in there, you're thrown in the deep end, and you got to figure some stuff out. Because you have little missions that you do for each level, where you have to flip some switches or kill a man. Rob somebody.
Escalated.
You gotta kill a man.
Yeah, just your standard Streets of Rogue mischief. Chris and I, at one point he was a doctor and I was a thief. Classic love story.
Doctor, interesting choice because he has an oath that he does no harm, and you will be penalized for hurting anyone, which, as they said, with the anarchy of GTA, that is kind of the premise of this game. It's a lot of murder, so it's difficult to be the doctor.
Yeah.
What's the advantage?
Yeah. That's a great question.
That's a great question. Each character has their own traits, like that.
Well, like the doctor, for instance, you can always start by saying, "I'm a doctor."
That's true. You wouldn't be able to do that with the thief.
Yeah.
Comedian, you could. That's allowed, but
yeah. And real quick, with the thief, they all have different descriptions. So, like the thief, he's suffering from imposter syndrome. So he doesn't feel like he's a good enough thief. So he needs to rob more things. So they've all got a little bit of a backstory going on. And the comedian, in order to unlock the comedian, you have to kill someone with a banana peel. They have to slip on it, or you can kill yourself with a banana peel. So Chris basically beat me with a bat until I was within an inch of my life. And then we had already staged a banana peel and I walked over, slipped on it, died. And it said, "Congratulations, you've unlocked the comedian." So it's a
mission success, honestly.
It's a dark game with a lot of twists and turns, but it's really fun, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's a lot of so they are randomly generated levels. So you start floor 1, 1, and then you go to floor 1, 2. But each one's going to have different objective on it. Sometimes, like he said, to do switches, progress onto the next level. But you're going to be collecting weapons. You can sell them at vending machines if you find them. You're trying to build up some money to get better stuff. You can do permanent unlocks that will change your game in the future. That makes it the roguelite.
Well, I noticed there's a lot of people with knives and guns and
it's rough on the streets, to be honest. The soldier, for example, he's got the trait of being a modern warfarer. And
we have the comedian.
Oh yeah, we got so the comedian, his special ability is joke. Tell a joke to a crowd of people, randomly causing them to like you more or less. You may even gain a groupie. So look, we only saw a little part of this from the trailer. I was very surprised to see there was one of these characters like the size of Godzilla just stomping his way through the level. There seemed to be some pretty wacky things that you could get going on. Mm-hmm. I know that you can recruit people to be part of your gang, part of you, yep. Like you're a homunculus.
Yes.
And for example, the doctor had a tranquilizer gun. You could just put people to sleep and do the objectives rather than killing anyone. There's a character with a cannibal trait, so you could eat the corpses of everyone to get more health.
There's gangsters, Bloods and Crips, but they're spelled differently.
Oh yeah, they are. Blood. Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah.
Crepe.
Oh, that's what it was. I only saw the crepes and I was like, I don't get it. Victor and I found we didn't want to do the fight because we were low on health, so we'd put like a detonator on the door and then knock on the door, and they'd come running to the door and they would set it off and they'd blow up, So bunch of different ways to do these levels. I want to make sure we talk about the scores for the games that we played. So starting in the order that we played them, Tom, how would you rate on the Garbage Valley score system your AK-47, the game you played this evening?
I would definitely. I mean, I think it has to be on the negative side, but on the high negative, just because it's just very silly. So let me put it this way: there are many games that we play that while we are still talking about it, I am uninstalling them.
Wow! How could you?
I am AK-47 is right on my desktop. I'm looking right at it. And I think that's because I am intrigued to maybe give it another shot. And so for that, I'm gonna give it a negative 6.5.
Negative 6.5 for AK-47. Nice.
Although my remote is doing
nothing. Calling it a remote. You can change the volume with your remote, Tom.
It's weird. My TV keeps changing from the news to Modern Family. I don't know what's going on.
Y'all are mean.
Oh, this is a good episode.
I'm sorry. Grace, have we lost Grace?
No.
I'm so glad you are, Grace. Grace, could you please let us know what you thought of the game you got to play this Garbage Gift Night rounds? What kind of score would you give it on the Garbage Valley score system?
I think it was all positive. I think
it seemed like it.
High positives. But if like the best game I've ever played is The Witcher, and that's like
a 10
out of 10, I would say this game is probably like a 7.
Okay. A 7. Strong.
Good. Strong 7. Hard 7. Just because
not one of those weak 7s.
It feels it kind of has like the same oh gosh, I don't even know what this game is. What is the never mind, I don't know what these games are called. There's another game that we play on the Xbox and the computer where it's on a remote controller. Fall Guys,
yes.
Oh.
I don't know how this ties.
It's very like similar to, you can play it a million times. It's not really going to change that much, and like it's very fun though.
Gotcha. Good replayability mechanics.
Yes. Those are the gamer words.
Those are the gamer words.
The good gamer words.
Good gamer words.
We don't say the bad gamer words here.
No, we do not. Victor's playing Streets of Rogue in the background, and something that we played the game for, not for too long, but a little more than an hour, I'd say.
Yeah.
We never tried to talk to anyone.
No.
We just shot. And we're now learning that you can recruit people. You can seemingly pay them to do something, maybe.
Yep. You know, it's funny. That's why I bought that game for Victor, because I read some of the comments of like, you could talk your way out of everything. And I was like, oh, this is a Victor game for sure.
I mean, like we were saying, there's lots of like pacifist ways you could do it, and like the more you look at the game, like the more you think of these different opportunities to do it without killing people. But man, yeah, it is easy to. Victor killed the cop.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
So you can like, there's air filtration centers outside of buildings sometimes, and it's like if you have like a tear gas or something, it seems like you could like knock out everyone inside of it. He's got a leaf blower right now. We're very curious about the leaf blower. Can you turn that into a flamethrower if you blow the?
No.
That guy seems upset about the leaf blower. Oh, he's pissed everyone off. You shouldn't leaf blow people, because if you knock them through walls and they destroy the.
It's had a nickel for every time I said that.
Let's see. So next on the scoring is Banners of Ruin, I suppose. And yeah, this is obviously a good game for me. Oops. Victor has died.
That was a mistake.
This is obviously a good game for me. Sunk a lot of hours into it. Certainly for me at the moment, the driving factor is getting to the end of the campaign. Once you do that, I'm curious whether there's any mechanic to keep you coming back. But I've so far very much enjoyed my time with it. I don't know how much what was it, like $5 or something?
I think it was on sale, and it was $5. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a bargain. If you enjoy this kind of game, that's top notch. I know Hearthstone is free, but you know, this is a more catered experience for a single player campaign than I know. I think Hearthstone does have a version of like that, where you kind of traverse a series of wins, but this is much better in my opinion. So yeah, highly recommend it. I'll give it I don't know. I think it's fine for a game to have no replayability after even like 20 hours. That's fine. That's still could still be worth it. So I'll give it a 9. Very much enjoying my time with it.
Like I said, I always but 9. Think of it compared to movies. You know what I mean? Like if you went out to a movie and you spent like you know like $10-15 or something for a ticket just for you, and it was like 2 hours, and you were like, I'm happy with that. Like, and then you take like Banners of Ruin, it was $5, and you get 20 hours out of that. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Frank, well, what do you think about the game you got for this garbage game night? A game where you save muscles trapped in the ceiling of a gymnasium.
Yeah, a game where you save muscles trapped in the gymnasium is probably one of the greatest games ever made.
Sure.
From the jump, it tells you what it's all about and what you have to do.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work, but if you put in the time and you work on your reflexes, you can get it done.
You too can save muscles stuck in the ceiling of a gymnasium. Okay.
Yeah. Great art direction. While repetitive, great audio. I wish there was audio controls, but you know, sometimes if you really want your vision to be seen one way and one way only, I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for that, because they were very bold in their decisions, I'm going to have to give it a 10 out of 10. Positive.
Wow.
That's a Frank score for you. For the sake of the podcast, we're going to play Streets of Rogue maybe for another level or two. But Victor, what do you think about the score for this game?
I kind of love this game.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a blast to play like online with some friends like this to try and figure out the levels. You don't have to take it fast.
No,
you can scope out the rooms.
Yeah, I think that this is a lot of fun. It's actually one I would want to play with all three of you. And
yeah, this game's got shenanigans in it for sure.
It does.
Are those ghosts? That's a graveyard.
It looks like, yep, boo, I guess.
Yeah, it says boo, I guess, yeah.
It's got a lot of humor in it. You know, there's a lot of humor. There's a lot of jokes written throughout it. And it's very fun. The fact that I'm a gorilla knocking on doors and beating people with a police baton is like,
yeah,
it's just stuff dreams are made of. You know, I didn't know.
This is something you needed, but
here we are. So I'll give it a... Shoot, I'll go 10 out of 10. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just it's wild and crazy and
pick it up. It seems like a lot of fun, especially if you can play with friends. They do have the developer is a fellow by the name of Matt Dabrowski, seemingly one dude. There is Streets of Rogue 2 is coming out in 2023. No hard date so far. It looks like they've taken a little bit of a style turn with it a little. Maybe. I don't know. Some things that they look like more... Well, no. It's kind of like woodland based. It's not all grimy streets anymore. I got some indoor malls and stuff. And boy, they're going all over the place. There's like a dwarf mine. Yeah, check it out. Streets of Rogue. So that's our 2022 Garbage Gift Night. Thanks everyone for participating. Hope you enjoyed your games. And very much so. Yeah, happy holidays.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Merry Christmas. And garbage.
Garbage. Oh, I see the gorilla. Save the gorilla.
Save him. Place a detonator. Oh, look out.
We're gonna see that happen first. There's a key too. You think that key would have just opened that door?
Maybe. I mean, yep, that was what it was for. The key was to open the door because I just flipped the gorilla up.
You flipped the gorilla up that you were trying to save. Oh no!
Listen,
what about the chest at least?
This is what happens when
chest.
I think Tom did. Yeah, it's empty.
No.
This is what happens when you put a gorilla in charge of a gorilla rescue. You know.
What did I do now?
All clips in this podcast were used in compliance with the U.S. Copyright Fair Use Exemption for criticism and commentary. Garbage Game Night makes no claims to ownership over any games played and has no affiliation with any developer or publishing company. For additional references on cited articles and quotes, check our episode-related blog at garbagegamenight.com. Or if you have a comment about the game we reviewed or have a suggestion, drop us a line.